What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing Bumblebee movie concept deluxe class Sunstreaker. This guy is pretty fun to mess around with, and by far, maybe a top contender for favorite Studio Series Deluxe. Well, Bumblebee movie Studio Series Deluxe. This guy is sick, and I'm going to get right on to this dude because this guy is, man, he's fun. So this is based off of the Cybertron concept art, which is, it would have Sunstreaker in the Bumblebee movie. Like, either as a background character or anything like that, but they had drawn up a design for Sunstreaker, but sadly he didn't make the cut into the movie. Also, this might be a little bit less of a goofy review, because I can't edit. I don't have a new editing software yet, and because of the TikTok ban, apparently CapCut was a part of that also, so now editing on CapCut is non-existent momentarily. But I'm hoping that it'll be back soon. I think it will be. So, anyways, though, so today is going to be a non-edited version of a review. So no cuts, no time lapses, nothing like that. This is a pure, raw review. So let's get right into the review. So as I said, this is Sunstreaker, who is a pretty cool character. And he has a pretty cool vehicle mode, who also sprint. That was a really good spin, wow. Spins pretty well, and let's get right into the vehicle mode. So as you can see, he spins pretty well and all that, but this is a wonderfully molded vehicle vehicle mode. A wonderful mold for vehicle mode. There you go, got it. As you can see, it's kind of like a space Lamborghini. I'm pretty sure. It's actually pretty cool. I love how this works. This looks very... Also, I got a gash on my finger. Just ignore that. You're going to see blood occasionally. YouTube, do not. It's just ketchup, YouTube. Calm down. Anyways, though, but this is the back of it. This is the underside of it. This is the side of it. This is the front of it. The downside of it, I mean the top of it, I don't know why it's the downside, the other side of it, the back side of it, the back side at an angle, the top side at an angle, and there you go. That is the vehicle vehicle mode. Pretty cool actually. As you can tell, he doesn't really have wheels, he has more ingrained wheels like this, and so they are transparent plastic, so it does look like slightly that he's kind of just kind of skating along the ground, which that is a very cool look, and I like the way they did that. Kind of looks almost like he's floating, which is pretty sick. So that is it for vehicle mode. As you can tell, this is wonderfully detailed and pretty big, actually. But I say, let's just bring in... Oh, wait. Nah, we don't need size comparison vehicles. Basically, it's about a... Let's see. One Levi hand long. There you go. Pretty good sized car, very compacts pretty well, and let's get into transformation. So first thing you want to do is that you're going to want to pull off these guns right here, which we'll discuss these later. These are actually well engineered, I like these. And let's get into the car mode. So first thing you're going to want to do is that you're just going to come here and just start pulling out these sides, like that. It's easy to get behind that, like so. Then you're going to want to come up here and just pull these up, like so. And just get out of the way for a second. You're going to end up moving these down. We're just going to do that for a second. Go ahead and throw these up right here. Fold this panel off of the hand backwards while folding this one down and put it onto the forearm, like so. Fold this panel backwards while folding this one down and put it onto the forearm, like so. Now what you're going to do is you're going to want to get under this piece right here, and like that. And it's going to move on this joint and this joint. So you're going to want to pull this whole assembly up, kind of moving this around, up, back, and you want to take these two tabs and peg them in those two holes, and there's his backpack. Ta-da! Next, you want to come up here into the chest cavity and fold up the head, revealing that handsome head sculpt. Actually, a pretty solid head sculpt, not going to lie. Love the way they did that. And you're just going to sit that down a little bit. Now, you're going to want to take these, and it's going to be on this joint right here, and that joint right there. And you're just going to want to shove everything down to that level. Same thing over here. Shove everything down to that level, like so. Then you're going to take this right here and just untab this from the feet, like so. And come up here, and you're going to take these pieces right here. These are all transparent plastic, so be careful. And fold these inside, like so. Same thing on this side. Fold it inside, like so. And then you're going to move this down, like that. And kind of push it into the chest, down, snap it in place. And you're done with the chest. Now you're going to come to these feet and just pop them apart. Go ahead and move the arms up. Just get everything out of the way. Go ahead and cycle them to the sides. Now you're going to come here and get your fingernail under the bottom of this, like that. That's going to move a panel. You're going to move the foot down. And then there's a little tab right there and a little hole right there. So now you're going to take this piece right here and circle it back and tab it onto the leg. Like so, if I can ever get it to actually tab in. There we go. Basically, it's not the best tab, but it gets the job done well enough for it to not be sliding around. It's a very tight hinge, so same thing on this side. Just put your thumb right here, your fingernail underneath this, and pop up. That's going to be the best way to do it to make sure you're not bending or warping any plastic. Then come up here and slide that tab into that hole, which this one goes a little bit more securely, and then make sure that he's balanced so you can actually stand him up for your Transformers review. And there you have Sunstreaker in his robot mode. Really sick and fast transformation that achieves a whole lot in just a few simple steps. Now, before we get on to the molding and everything, you do have his 2 guns. And yes, I mean 2 guns. You can actually pull these little guys apart and have two double-barreled guns. And these just have a 5mm peg back here, which you can plug into his hands. Like so. And you can have, oh, not like that. Like so. And you can have a little bit of a pew-pew, pew-pew, bang-bang. There you go. Looks pretty good. A little bit clunky for my taste. Really don't like them, but I'll take them. I'll take them. Maybe I can find something else to put them on. Or you can combine them together again by using these tabs back here. Just slide that into each other, which is very secure, and provides for a nice quadruple barrel blaster. But not going to go in his hands. It's going to actually tab into his backpack, which will provide a really cool look for his back. I like that. I think that looks sick. So you can turn this upside down, I guess, if you want to, and maybe make a jetpack. Like so. You can slightly, but that just kind of looks derpy. I like this because it does fit. It does fill up the backside, and it kind of breaks up the yellow a whole lot better. So yeah, I like it. That is really cool. So let's get into some size comparisons real quick, and then we're going to move on to articulation. So first one up, I want to do Leader Class Armada Megatron, which as you can tell, he is quite the small deluxe. This guy is pretty large. This guy's pretty small. He's a small boy. So, he's a big old guy. I like him a lot. He is very cool. Potentially one of my favorite leader classes. Right underneath Studio Series Jetfire. Maybe. That is Armada Megatron. Then let's go ahead and pull in Studio Series Optimus. Pretty cool look. Definitely prefer this one over the original. I always like the original mold, but this one combines with Jetfire, and this guy is sick. Definitely like this one. And let's go ahead and do that. That's a Voyager class Optimus, by the way. Then you want to bring in Deluxe class Quake, which, as you can tell, he kind of towers over Sunstreaker. He's quite the small Deluxe class, but he is very, very sick. Very much like him. I think if they would have made him a Voyager, maybe, would have a little bit better. I wouldn't mind him being a little bit more larger, or maybe make his legs longer, his torso a little bit longer. I don't know. I think he's a little bit too small. I think there's too much kibble, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, though, so this is Deluxe Class Quake, which is really cool. I've also given him this gun and an extra gun, so he is armed to the teeth. that is Deluxe Class Quake. This is Voyager Class Nest Bone Crusher, which he now has some lore. He has a little elephant buddy. Boop. And that is Nest Bone Crusher, which I will probably be reviewing soon. And last but not least, Legacy Breakdown, which, let's just kind of move his belly down so you can actually see that handsome mug of his. Boop. And this is Legacy Breakdown. As you can tell, I've also given him some random things on the side just to kind of beef him up a little bit. These are actually, for any of you that want to this, these are the G1 reissue of Soundwave. I'm just using the Laserbeak and the Ravage equipment pieces, and all I did was just tab them into certain 5mm ports, and I think it breaks up the blue a whole lot more and adds a little bit more silver. I think it looks cool, and just kind of makes them look, I don't know, more breakdowny, I guess. And that is it for the reviews. Let's get back onto the man of the hour, Sunstreaker. So as you can tell, he is quite the small little guy, and just because he was in the last video, Legacy Knockout, Legacy Knockout is quite a small deluxe as well. And he's still taller than him, so still got him. Anyways, though, and that is it for reviews. So, this guy is pretty cool. Let's get on our articulation, and then I think we're done with the review. So, first things up, the arm can go all the way around. You can have a 360 at the arm. The arm can go out about that much before you start hitting the head, but you can kind of fake it to get some more, like that. But then you start putting a canopy over his head, because that's the way it transforms. That's very annoying, actually. So you might as well, honestly, just stick with that, or else it's going to look really stupid. So you can get that much, really. You can get much without moving this. Now, if you move it like that, you can get a little bit more, but then you start covering up his head. You can fake it. You can. But they can go all the way around. You do have a bicep swivel that, sadly, is blocked by this wheel piece right here. There is no getting around that. Now, maybe, like, you can a little bit, but then you're going to end up flexing plastic. So I just say, take the bicep swivel that way, like that, and then take the bicep swivel that way, like that, which is still pretty good. Human range is that, so I'm not too upset by that. That's not bothersome. Nothing at the wrist, which really does suck. I don't like that often, because, like, you know, I mean, this guy doesn't have it. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like wrist swivels should be a priority sometimes. I mean, come on, man. Anyways, though, that is it for that. He does not have a... Oh, wait, he does. He has a soft, ratcheted waist swivel, actually. I did not think he had a waist swivel. Wow. He has a soft, ratcheted waist swivel, which can go all the way around. No problem. It's actually a very smooth joint, too. Wow. Kind of like that. And then, this is... Leg can go up that far. It can go back that far. That's not supposed to happen. Go ahead and tab that back in. Alright, it goes back that far. It can go out that much. It can do the full splits. As you know about transformation, well, not about transformation, but he can have about a 90 at the knee, a little under 90, pretty much 90. He has a really good ankle tilt. That's very nice, actually. And then because of transformation, his foot can go back about that much, and can go forward as much as you want. So you can definitely, as I said with Breakdown, he's a transformer, which is really nice to get into low down poses. He looks really good in them, or he just looks good standing there. It's the moment that you actually start messing with them or playing with them any, where you realize a lot of the problems. And it's basically in the canopy. He's just, this would be a really good design if these armor panels, I'm just going to call these armor panels, if the armor panels were made to look more like arm guards than what they are. Like, I think that if they could have made, like, a blade out of this, that could have been really cool. Or, like, maybe have this flip out and down, like, into a sword or something. Like, some built-in weaponry. I think that would have been sick. But, it's not too bad. I wish the fists were painted. I just wish that there was something more to break up the yellow, sadly. But, all in all, it's a really good deluxe class. Like, as I said in the very beginning, it does have the potential to be perhaps one of my favorite Studio Series Deluxe. Because it's just fun to mess with. Like, I've done flipped it back so many times now. It's fun to transform, it's fun to mess with, it's fun to pose, and you can get into very good poses. My only gripe, really, is just that. It's just that. Because, I mean, there's so many ways to get around that, and it's just annoying. Like, this should not be a modern-day Transformer problem. the hot rod shoulders, this should not be a modern day problem. They should know by now how to avoid this. I mean, they could have made it to where a joint came out of this and came out like they did with Armada Megatron. Actually, see Armada Megatron, this is stationary, this goes out. So you can still have all this shoulder armor, but it doesn't impact this movement any. Now, this also has its own problems, but if they could have made it like that, like this go out independently, I think that would have been nicer. But at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. And you can still get him into cool poses. It just might take a little bit more effort. But who said a little bit of effort in your toys wasn't fine? Anyways, though, so that is it for the Sunstreaker review. Sorry if this was an incredibly boring review. Usually I would have had music, and I usually would have added some sound effects, not even sound effects, but time lapses and stuff, and actually would have gone through there and put the work in to make sure it's a good video. But honestly, I'm tired. CapCut's dead pretty much for a little bit, and this is Sunstreaker. Basically, he's good for deluxe class. If you see him on sale, grab him, because he's awesome. If he gets up any higher in price, don't get him. I think a solid deluxe class is worth it. But if he gets like 30, don't get him. Just don't. He's awesome, though. Legitimately, he is. I just think that they kind of screwed up a little bit making him a small deluxe class. Because there's not even so many problems. There's a problem in the shoulders, and I wish that was fixable. But it just kind of is annoying to me. But at the end of the day, he's fun. He's simple, he's good for articulation, and he's fun to mess with. Like, he's just a fun Transformer. So if you want a fun Transformer, not necessarily the best looking one, I would say, get Sunstreaker. He's fun to mess with at the end. Yeah, he's just fun to mess with, honestly. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. God bless. And it's very weird not having an actual edited outro. I haven't done this in years. Alright, I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.